Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the Sagittarius reading for the July lessons and takeaways for 2020. Welcome to Sagittarius that are Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Cross-Watchers are, of course, always welcome. Please note that we are doing a general Sagittarian energy reading for this particular video. And so it's going to encompass anybody who watches it, the energies that are coming in, that kind of thing. So it'll be one collective reading for all. Please take what resonates. Please don't try and make anything fit that doesn't fit your energies. If you're looking for something more personal or you're looking for something specific to you, please check the description below and you will note the link to the store where you can purchase your own reading to your own personal needs and requirements. So Sagittarius, how have you been? How has your July been? Oh, we're about to find out. So we're starting out with the Ten of Swords, which tens are completions. That means that's as a completion card, it's good. It's bad in the fact that you've had to go through that. The Ten of Swords is just, it's being absolutely done. Like, you've gone through all the motions, you've gone through all of the pain. In some instances and in a lot of cards, it's depicted as somebody actually being stabbed in the back, very Julius Caesar style, Ides of March kind of thing. In this particular deck, it's actually shown as the person was facing front when the swords came at them, so they saw it coming. I read it that way sometimes. We're going to need a little bit more to see exactly if that's for you, but let's see what we can find out and give you some more ideas as to what exactly was the meaning of all this. Nope. We're coming back with the Six of Coins, or Six of Pentacles, whichever your choice of suit title is. This is the card of reciprocity, of give and take. I have a vague recollection of reciprocity being very, very important to Sagittarius. I don't usually go back and watch my videos after I've done them. I literally upload them and they're in the verse. they're out there. But I have this very strong feeling that, I don't know if it was the July predictions, June something, one of the other ones with regard to Sagittarius specifically spoke of the reciprocity card being extremely important within that reading. We have the Two of Cups in reverse. So something didn't work out. Now this Two of Cups doesn't necessarily have to be with regard to any kind of love interest. It can be for some. If something happened to you within a love situation. This can also speak to friendships going badly or having a hiccup, or sometimes it can also speak to partnerships in business as well. And remember, on my channel and with my readings, I don't always read reversals as absolute opposites. So Two of Cups, love. Two of Cups in reverse, hate, or lack of love, or breakup. It could be a delay, it could be, like I said, a hiccup within the situation. So it doesn't mean necessarily that your particular, there we go, your particular person, your particular situation is a be-all, end-all, end of. It could be just on pause. Your final card, though, for the absolute reading is going to be the Nine of Wands in reverse. So we're going to do the 4, and then I'm going to do 4 clarifiers in just a moment. We'll start with these 2 when we get that far. So you've been, it's either, like I said, there's quite a few of you watching, so it could be people that have been stabbed in the back by someone. It was a give and take situation, or as far as you were concerned, it was a give and take situation. but maybe the love or the connection wasn't as strong as you had hoped, or maybe it's in a bit of a hiccup right now because you've discovered something about them, or they've done something that you may currently not feel like you can forgive. You may eventually be able to. That's going to be up to you. Remember, free will is always welcome at all times, and the universe is well within that as well. You do have the Nine of Wands, though, as being in the reverse, and the Nine of Wands speaks of um, basically being ready, being fortified, being, it's basically the start of making your little fortress and castle and just being, on guard. It's not defensive. It's literally like defensive would be the Seven of Wands. The Nine of Wands specifically speaks of putting that foundation in to stand your ground. So you're not being defensive, you're not being argumentative, you're just standing right where you are, and you are in your own power, and you're not budging. But in the reverse, it looks like you're wavering, like you personally are having a bit of a wobble. You have been hurt, like massively hurt, in July, and I'm sorry to hear that. You had thought that something was going back and forth equally, so equal effort, equal everything. Um, you were giving as much as you thought, as much as you could, as much as like it's kind of like if it is a relationship, you were literally giving your 110. Um, but it looks like what you've discovered is that the other person was not, or had no intention of doing so, even though you thought they were, or you thought they would come around to doing so. And unfortunately, you've realized that no, this is not not happening, and you're just like, okay, I'm stopping. I'm not, and this is you. You're. I'm not going to give you any more of my time. I'm not going to give you any more of my effort. That's it. That's all done. Um, but you're having a wobble about this for whatever reason. I think because, like I said, I don't, and the fact that I pointed out the fact that I don't read them as absolutes, I think the reversal to you personally, and again, collectively personally, is you're hoping that that can change. You are, part of you is holding out a hope, which I can see very much in a Sagittarius. That's classic Sagittarius. You're holding out hope that things may be different than you're seeing, may be different than you're, and you're currently perceiving, and you want to put up that boundary, of course, absolutely. Again, perfect example, putting up a boundary, because you don't want to give anymore if they're not going to, and that's well within your right, of course. And absolutely, I would, yeah, definitely. I've been in that situation. I've been in the I'm giving 110 and you're giving like 2, and scarily enough, the person I was in that relationship with was a Sagittarius, or is actually, I should say, is a Sagittarius. They haven't died or anything. They are a Sagittarius. But yeah, thinking you're in a reciprocal relationship, and literally finding out or discovering that you're not, or that it has no intention of ever becoming that because the other person just doesn't. But part of you is a little bit wobbly on it because you're like, you want to have that patience. Sagittarians are very well known. I mean, you're run by the Temperance card in the tarot deck. You are the sign of patience, and you want to have that patience, and you want to be patient with this person, whoever they are. But you're kind of, you want to put that wall up, and then a second later you're like, but what if I'm wrong? And then you're like, no, I'm going to cut them off. But, you know, and again, I've been there, and like I said, same person I was talking about before. At some point, in my personal scenario, at some point, it was just, you know what, I've been giving and giving and giving, and I'm not getting anything at all. I'm getting nothing. And unfortunately, also in that, for those of you who are a bit on the wobble and you think you see something, or you hear something, actions more than words. They can promise to, you know, what are you doing for your holidays? They can say, you know, talk about how, you know, they can go on trips or whatever. And the reality is, unless you see it, there's no belief in that. You can't, because it becomes then something that they call breadcrumbing, and it's a psychological term with regard to relationships. And what it is that they're giving you just enough to keep you like on, like literally it's like breadcrumbs. So it's kind of like a Hansel and Gretel situation. You're blindly following their lead because you think it's going to get you somewhere. So every now and then they'll come with, you know, oh, we should do something on the weekend, or what do you plan for your vacation time this year, or maybe we could do something in September or something like that. And you're hearing it and you want to believe it because you really want to believe in this person, but at the end of the day, does that actually happen? Do they actually give you anything to suggest in real, like in the real physical? Do they give you anything to suggest? When you reach for their hand, do they pull away from you? When you're walking in, you know, just walking in the street, do they stay perfectly away from you? Or when you're sitting next to them and trying to be affectionate and sitting next to them, do they sit as far away as possible? It's like basically physically showing you that they have no interest in you at all, and then at the same time going, well, you know, we should do something. And it's like, or do you like camping? And it's like, it's very confusing and very, very toxic. And I can see that as being something that's the reason why you're wobbling, is maybe you've heard some of these things from them and you're like, okay, but, or you're seeing that one instance, you're seeing, well, that one time when they did this, or, oh, but they showed up to that. And it's like, yes. And then they stopped even remotely contacting you or speaking to you for several weeks after that, for no apparent reason whatsoever. So kind of keep yourself. I'm. That's very, very specific. I don't know why that. There's got to be somebody I'm saying that for, but there's some kind of aspect where you've got to find out, do you want this? And that's what I'm hearing from Spirit as being, this is kind of your decision. As far as, I think this is actually this is the universe is hinting at what you should be doing in August, is really making that decision, really paying that attention and finding out for sure. Let's see what we can find out regarding the clarifiers though. So we've got the Ten of Swords is going to be clarified by the Hermit. See? Did I not mention? I don't know. It's got to be something. I don't know. Is that you that's been in hermit mode since? Or is that going along with what I mentioned about them just suddenly, like, I think it's called ghosting, when someone just completely ignores your existence for weeks on end for absolutely no reason and doesn't give you any kind of indication that A, they will ever want to be around you again, and B, how, why, when did you ever do something to deserve that kind of treatment? And the answer is, you never did. The clarifier for the Six of Pentacles is actually the Queen of Cups. This is you. Has been you in this relationship. And again, I know that I mentioned earlier that this could be a friendship, this could be a partnership of some type, but for some reason it's coming across, and I'm really feeling relationship, and it could just be that you were friends for quite a while and had hoped for something more, but you were thinking reciprocity. You were really feeling love and really being in that love state and really wanting to provide that affection, provide that love, provide that support. And yeah, whatever. I think it was you that was really looking at providing that to somebody, and that was why, because you really felt that this had a chance of going somewhere. Ah. Okay, we got two. So the Two of Swords is going to clarify for the Two of Cups up in reverse. So the Two of Swords upright is clarifying for the Two of Cups in reverse. I said that right? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Again, you are very much defensive right now. This is you kind of like blocking off, like, I know I'm at an angle, but you kind of saw what I was doing, blocking off. And I love that you're blindfolded in this, figuratively, because now that you've kind of gotten out of that love phase, you've gotten out of that rose-colored glasses aspect. The blindfold is basically you know what, I'm gonna take exactly what you're listening, but you're listening with intent now. So when I said actions speak louder than words, and it's weird because blindfolded you wouldn't be able to see the actions, but really you don't have to, because it's actually you being internal in you're finding out what's going on here. So you are very much keeping everything at bay, keeping this person back, like, stay back, blindfolded to any of their charms, any of their, the stuff that keeps you on the go, the breadcrumbing, the oh, but we could, whatever it happens to be. And you're really paying attention to exactly thinking, okay, what in the past, however long you've known this person, what has it really been like? Has it been they've been there for you when you needed them? Maybe not when you wanted them, but when you needed them? Or has it been they've really only been there when they felt like it, and you honestly don't know if they even, have any interest at all? Like, at all. The clarifier for the Nine of Wands is actually the Fool card in the reverse. The Fool card in the reverse is literally speaking of not being able to move on, not being able to start a new chapter. And this may actually be with this person. You were hoping to go into a new level with this person, and whatever this is came up that started the whole problem. Truth, obviously, absolutely, that you've now seen has now stopped you from getting into that next level or next part of your journey together, and really has you throwing up that boundary, throwing up those walls, like, nope, you hang on a minute, kid, that kind of thing. So this is what I'm seeing. We're almost at 20 minutes here. This is I think the longest out of all the ones for the lessons and takeaways. But honestly, your takeaway for July, Sagittarius, is really just, what do you want? what do you want now? Do you want to have this keep going? Is there enough there with this person? Do you see realistically something happening with them, like future wise? Can you see a life without them? And if the answer is yes, absolutely, try and move that forward. Try and fix it however you need to, and do whatever you need to try and fix it, or try and get into an actual situation with this person as you see fit. If the answer is no, if you just suddenly realize that, you know what, if I left tomorrow, if I decided to move across the country randomly, or whatever, they wouldn't care. They'd be like, awesome, whatever, sounds like a wonderful opportunity. You need to do this, off you go. And in that case, make that choice based on that. Think about what you really see with this person and what you really know about this person, and how you feel right now. They always say never make huge decisions in an emotional state. The problem with that is that if you're making decisions about your emotions, it's very hard to do that. Yeah, so please, come back in the next couple of days. We're going to do the predictions for August. I'd love to find out, Sagittarius, for you, what may be some hints as to where you may be able to go, or where your thinking process should be headed. Again, remember that with tarot, it's always energies, and free will is always a thing. So, yeah, please give me a comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Like I said, that prediction is coming out in the next couple of days. Try and find some time to relax. Maybe as a Sagittarius, have a little adventure, go for a hike, that kind of thing. Get out so that you can put your head in the right space for this as well, and your heart as well. But yeah, thank you so much for letting me read for you. It's been an honor, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.